And we are live. So you should have a couple of guests joining us. I'm going to text one real quick because I thought he'd be here by now. How's everybody doing tonight, and who all do we have in the house? Not seeing any comments coming in. Is anybody out there tonight? Let me go check a different source. I titled this as number 3. This is number 4. Number 3 was last week. That's funny. So it shows we got 2 people on. Adam Hymas is here. Good to see you, Adam. Who's the other one? Where's our lurker? Pardon me, I'm just going and looking. Oh, live viewers now shows 1. So I guess it's just me and you right now, Adam, with no guests that has shown up as of yet. So what do you have going on? I know we just chatted a minute ago. I just came in from work. I been working some really long hours lately, along with dealing with a bunch of fun stuff. Oh, brownies for my fat is here. Good to see you on here. Adam's asking, oh, hey, James. Adam's asking, how is your area recovering from the storm? The ice storm came through Friday night, and it was just freezing rain. Everything it touched, it froze instantly. And we had branches that were, literally like spaghetti noodle thick branches that by the time the ice was built up, it was a solid inch to inch and a half around. And just the incredible added weight to everything just brought trees down everywhere. And so that was 6 days ago. And I luckily have had power since Monday morning, about 1 a.m. So I went about 48 hours exactly without power. But we only have power in my entire neighborhood, only my street, not only my street, but my side of my street. I don't know how I lucked out. The rest of my neighborhood is still has no power. And it looks like a tornado went through the whole area. I mean, there's nothing but down trees and down power lines and down communication lines. I just got my internet back yesterday. It's been crazy. And I know that you guys down in Texas are dealing with a bunch of snow. You guys are getting some crazy weather. But yeah, this is, I've lived here in Oregon. I'm 41 years old. I've lived here for 38 of those 41 years, and I've never seen destruction from a storm like this. It's absolutely unreal. I live in a very old neighborhood. My house is 98 years old, and we live in the type of neighborhood where all the streets are lined with maple trees, because that's just what they did back then. We've got a pretty wide strip of grass between the sidewalk and the curb, and it's all maple trees. Well, these are all 100 and some of them even older-year-old maple trees, and they didn't fare well. And we're an older neighborhood. We don't have underground utilities, so as those came down, they just brought all the lines down with them. G23 Aspen, Oregon. Yes, I'm in Salem, Oregon. Larry Wilson from Kansas City. I'm glad to see you here. We've just been ravaged. It's unreal. I mean, there's most of the major shopping areas have power. Some of them are at cash only. They don't have the systems to run, debit cards or credit cards or anything like that. But some of them do. There's still, I think the last count was still like 100. I think I heard on the radio this morning, it was like 133,000 people still without power. When it first happened, it was well over 250,000. It's been nuts. I mean, we weren't prepared for anything like this. I got pretty lucky. I have filbert trees, or as they're known in the rest of the world, hazelnut trees in my backyard. And I had some danger limbs. You know, my utilities come from the alley behind my house. And I had a couple danger limbs that were pretty well bent over the power lines. I got out Saturday morning and I got those danger limbs cut so that way if power came back on, I didn't have my line down. And while I was out there, I have 2 lilac trees by the back fence that I don't have anymore. They literally dominoed down while I was out there cutting on my hazelnut tree. And it literally sounded like a dump truck full of glass dumping out onto the concrete when those 2 trees toppled over, and they just dominoed one into the other and just came crashing down. So it's been weird. It's been really kind of surreal. You know, we're a big producer of hazelnuts in this area, and I've been working at a job site that's about an hour away from the office, and I actually drive past several of these hazelnut, or filberts as we call them, orchards on the way out to the job site, and they're in terrible shape. I mean, I think they'll still be able to be somewhat productive, but I mean, I don't know if these farmers are going to be able to even cover their costs. You know, the cost of operation with the amount of destruction to these hazelnut orchards. And it's really sad. And then everybody else that lost cars and lost homes. Oh, here's Pat RMG. Pat, real man to genius. How you doing?
Oh, doing well, man. I seriously, when I joined, I was like,
I just
you added me
had
in,
my
earphones
plugged in. I was like, why can't I hear him?
Beautiful. Wait, can you hear me?
Whoa.
That was awesome.
Wow, I've got a video playing in the background. This is embarrassing. I've been sitting here talking to everybody, not knowing that I had a video playing in the background because I had my earphones plugged in, and I didn't have them on. No, it was one of my own. I didn't realize it until you came on and I couldn't hear you. So I'm kind of an idiot. Yeah, freaking crazy. So G23, you say we should get together and do some shooting videos. Are you around where I'm at? And I didn't even realize that you had a channel. I'll have to go check out your channel. I apologize. Brownies, if you want to put the link up to G23's channel for him, get him some.
We're just hanging out with Rain, like rain. Yeah,
but hasn't it been really like exceptionally cold?
Well, it's been cold, but we're flirting. It's just that rain with no snow flirt. Okay, yeah. That's usually, on the rare occasion that we get snow, that's kind of usually what it is. It's kind of mixed, and usually it hits the ground, disappears, and we don't get any buildup. Yeah, there's crazy stuff happening everywhere. I mean, if you see what's happening in Texas, I really feel for the people down in Texas. I mean, I went for 48 hours without power, and I whined about it like a big baby. I couldn't imagine being in Texas right now with what they've got going on. It's unreal. And other places, you know, like my daughter's in Memphis, and she's been sending me videos all week because Memphis has been getting hit hard with snow. I shared it with you, Pat, but my daughter sent me a video of some teammates snowboarding while being towed behind a car through downtown Memphis because there's no traffic on the road. Because, I mean, everybody's holed up. Everybody with a brain is all holed up because they've got like 2 feet of snow. It's pretty unreal. But, G23 says he's in the Roseburg area. So I drove to Roseburg, which is about a 2-hour drive south from me. I had to drive to Roseburg on Sunday to buy a generator because I was like, I'm done with not having power. Luckily my water heater is gas and my stove is gas. So we still had hot meals. We still had hot showers, but no furnace. I mean, the furnace is natural gas, but it's electric, blower to move everything around. So no heat, no lights, no way to charge devices. even a lot of the cell towers are down. I mean, we had a hard time getting even cell service of any kind. It was pretty crazy. So then I drove down to Roseburg because we were kind of at the southern end of where this ice storm was, but everybody else had wiped my area out of generators. And so we just got on the interstate heading south, calling every town south of us as we continued further south. And we're like, we're just going to keep driving south. We hit a town that has a store with generators. Then we got it home, hooked it up, had it running for about 7 hours before we went to bed, and woke up in the middle of the night with power. So we went through all that to get 7 hours of electricity before our power came back on. But it's okay. I've got a generator now. So
yeah, I was going to say it's an investment toward the next time.
Yep.
Just keep that thing running. Figure out how to keep your stable in the gas tank.
Yep.
And see, we had generators. I had a big warehouse that I used to manage, and we had generators that would power. One would power all of the office stuff, for
right?
Operations, all of the computers, and all of the ladies that kept everything going. And then we had another one that would power the man side of it. And we used to operate those every Wednesday.
Okay.
And yeah, so every Wednesday the power would blink. It was hilarious. The power would blink, and I had a coworker. He was really bad about blowing stuff up. And he was also horrible about not answering his phone. So every Wednesday they'd call me like, "Hey Pat, has anybody died down there?"
That's really funny. That's
it was the wildest thing. So yeah, for 5 years, Pat, I know it's Wednesday, but did anybody die?
That's awesome. G823 asked me, did I get it at Harbor Freight? No. First, I went to Sportsman's Warehouse, and they had a little tailgater, which I wasn't interested in. And then they had one of the really expensive Honda quiet ones. It was like $1,050, but it only was like 1,200 continuous watts. And so I felt that was kind of pointless. So I ended up going over to Coastal Farm, and I got a 3,500 continuous watt for about $500, a Champion brand, which I don't know anything about it, but I just wanted to be able to make sure I could power my deep freezer, power my refrigerator, and have some left over for some lights and be able to charge devices and whatnot. But yeah, I'm glad I have a generator now, and I'll use it like hunting and stuff like that. We've just done without while hunting, but now I've got a generator, so we'll go use it when we're hunting and stuff. So I don't think it's a loss. And I've got actually my good buddy whose house I shoot most of my videos at, he's still without power. Probably is going to still be without power for a while. And it's really not uncommon where he lives, because he's number one. You know, they always rank where they're going to work on how many people are affected, and there's very few people where he lives. I mean, he's out there a ways. So they're kind of like the last people that ever get hooked back up. But he's been running off a generator this whole time, and he said that this weekend he's going to hook up one of those outlets on the outside of his house, so that way he can actually power up his breaker box, and then turn off your main, turn on the breaker that outlet is connected to, and then be able to select which breakers he wants to turn on. Turn on the one for the fridge and the freezer, and then some select outlets and stuff like that. If we do what?
Your priority. We used to do that with our.
Yeah.
You would have your switch gear, and your switch gear literally it keeps you from powering the grid.
Right.
But once that switch gear kicks over, you go to one breaker box that has your priorities in it. And that's what we used to do.
I got you. That makes sense. It's not really worth it for me so much where I live, because I'm in town. We're high priority because there's a lot of people around me. And I think the longest I've ever gone without power is like 6 hours prior to this. And it's not very often. But this is the third time he's lost power this winter. I mean, just where he lives. I mean, he's out in the woods. Trees come down all the time. Take power lines down all the time. This is pretty common for him. So
That's where I want to live.
yeah. Oh, his place is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I would love to live out there. I wouldn't want his commute because he commutes 40 minutes. But yeah, I think it's worth it in the long run. Adam Hymas says, get the foot massager up and running. I don't know if my wife used her foot massager while we were out of power, but used it shortly after that. Mohammed Rahman, hope you guys are good. Yeah, we're good. Like I said, we only went 48 hours. We had to throw away our stuff from the fridge, but everything in the freezer stayed frozen. So, you know, we lost a couple $100 worth of food out of the refrigerator, and we're inconvenienced. So that's really not too bad. I'm not going to complain about just a little bit of inconvenience because I know there's a lot of people that have it way, way worse right now, especially like down in Texas, or my neighbors across the street that are now on day 6 of no power, where I only had to do 2 days, which is so weird. You know, I drive out of work in the morning, and the entire neighborhood is just pitch black except for my side of my street, which is just bizarre. Anyway, Artak and Daughters says, hey, y'all, glad to see you on here. So we've rambled on about weather and all that stuff. You guys got a topic you'd like to see covered, or you got a question, or what have you done interesting in shooting lately? Any comments on the current 2A political climate?
Ugh.
What was that?
Ugh.
Yeah, right. You know, I've never made, granted I'm still a pretty young channel, but I've never made a political video for my channel, and I really don't want to, because I just feel like we're bombarded at this point in time. We're like bombarded all day long, every day, with politics. And so I really like making my shooting videos, and I mean it's an enjoyable thing for me to do, and I kind of use it as my way to have a break from all that stuff and not think about all that stuff. And I hope the people that watch my videos feel the same way. You know, we're just going to watch somebody having fun with some guns, and not think about the political nightmare that we're kind of living in right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's where I'm at. I have often thought about jumping in. You know, it's like where I'm at with my channel. I could probably double the size really quickly if I jumped in and said, oh, the sky is falling. Let's look at this HR 127 and all of this sensational stuff. But that's not who I want to be. You know, it's tough. And I would rather be the Second Amendment guy that gets out and pulls triggers, smiles, has fun, and just like you said, just get away from all of the sky is falling, the whole Chicken Little. I understand everything is bad right now. They're even talking. There are the bigger city mayors are just telling Joe to go through executive order, and his ilk, the people behind him, are very likely to tell him what to do, because right now he's just a puppet. That's all he is.
I don't think he really knows what's going on.
Yeah, no, he's kind of there when they pump him full of B12 and but
you know, big old shot of B12 in his butt, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're gonna push something through. They have the trifecta. They have the presidency. They have the House. They have the Senate. Something's coming. But I don't want to be the dude that's always sitting there on the camera. The sky is falling. Yeah. I'd rather just show you, hey, I got this really cool thing.
Yep.
This is how I shot it. It worked really good. Let's just show you something awesome, even though that gets 10,000 views versus the 38,000 that I could get if I screamed that the sky was falling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not something I ever really want to. I mean, things could change, but I just have no interest in doing it. And you know that for people that want to watch those, there's a lot of really good people already doing it. People that are far better informed than I am, and can much more.
Just a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, there's a lot of people that can do it better than I am, that are doing it better than I am, that are a little more eloquent than I am. They're already doing it. I mean, if you want to find out the information on the stuff coming down the pipeline, run and talk to them, or run and watch their videos. Let's see. G23 said, let's talk about Senate Bill 554 in Oregon. What do you want to talk about with it? Tell me a little bit more. I've briefly read it. I have not read the full thing. I do not know everything it entails, because at this point in time, I kind of feel like we'll just wait till it. Actually, Artak and Daughter says it really good. Not a lot we can do until it comes out of committee, and if they come out of committee, then we can all write our senators and Congress people and blow up their phone. Absolutely true. Although, you know, for G23 and I in our state, doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to be done. We've got a governor that's going to do whatever she wants to do whenever she wants to do it, and I kind of feel a little helpless, to be completely honest with you. Are you part of OFF? No, I'm not. The only organization that I'm a part of is the FPC, the Firearms Policy Coalition. I used to be a member of NRA. I am no longer a member of NRA. I don't feel like buying Wayne LaPierre any more suits. So I feel like I'm putting my money in the spot where it's going to do the most good. Tired of all the political mess, just drive people more crazy. Ammo, yeah. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that are, and like Pat was even saying, a lot of these channels, they're doing the whole sky is falling thing to kind of get some views. I feel there are some really good YouTubers out there that tackle all the political stuff that don't do the crazy the sky is falling thing. Personally, I'm not really worried about HR 127 as of yet, because not only is it not out of committee, it hasn't even been picked up by committee. I think they know that that's way too radical to ever pass. But we'll see. I don't know. If they pass something like that, they're itching for a civil war. Adam says, you'll never go full James Yeager. You're absolutely correct. I don't even want to go part James Yeager. I'm not saying anything bad about James Yeager. That's just not the type of channel that I want to run. I just want to, I really have fun with guns. I want to continue to have fun with guns. I get really kind of depressed and down when I spend too much time thinking about or listening to all the political stuff that we have going on right now. So I just need a break from it. So when I go and shoot, whether I'm on video or not, when I go out and shoot, you know, I've always said that's kind of my therapy. You know, that's my kind of go out and get centered time and let go of all my stress and worries and cares, including the political garbage, and just enjoy myself. And that's all I want to do. Perseverance rover just landed today. That is correct. You think they're going to find any alien life? Probably not from Mars. But they did, the Pentagon did declassify, or I don't know if declassify is the right word, but admitted to the existence of UFOs, you know, this last year. Don't really know what that's about. Send me a link to G23. Okay, I will. Oh, I don't have a way to copy and paste it. Don't have a way to copy and paste that. Let's tell you what, next one we'll get on that, and I'll send you a link and we will figure it out. All right. James Pooh says, finally seen ammo in stores this week. Seen Winchester's 22 long rifle and 17 HMR. Seen a guy at Walmart today. Must have got a drop. Had 4 boxes of 12 gauge 100 round boxes. Yeah, I was at Walmart this weekend and I saw a bunch of 100 round boxes of 12 gauge.
That was all they had. And I went into Sportsman's Warehouse. They had a fairly wide variety of shotgun shells that you could buy, but not a lot of each one, but a fairly big variety. And then they didn't have anything rimfire. I mean, nothing. And they had the weird thing that I keep seeing on the shelf that's almost kind of make me go, well, maybe I should buy one of those. They have 6.5 or not 6.5, 6mm Creedmoor on the shelf like crazy. I thought that was a more popular caliber, but I feel like every time I'm in Sportsman's Warehouse, one of the only things they have is 6mm Creedmoor. It just must not really be very popular in my area, and some 50 BMG. I mean, that's all the ammo I've seen on the shelves. But I haven't been going out and looking lately, quite honestly. The only reason I even looked at Sportsman's Warehouse, I was already there looking for a generator. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even wasted my time there. And I froze up for a minute there. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Get back down to the comments where we're at. Pat's back. What have you got? Is that a giant cookie?
Yeah, it's cookie cake, man.
Oh man.
We had to sing happy birthday. But yeah, it's cookie cake.
Nice. That's awesome. Adam Hyman says shotgun ammo always come back quick. Premium rifle ammo will be next. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm really hoping that before this next hunting season, for those people that don't reload, that they're going to be able to buy hunting ammo. But I would think that also that would be one of the next things that you see come back, because, I mean, it was weird to me that stuff even came off the shelf anyway. I mean, how many people are stocking up on 30 378 and 338 Win Mag and 270 and 243? I mean, why those blow off the shelf in the first place? I just don't get it. I understand the military style cartridges, and the pistol ammo, but the other ones just confuses me. What have you seen in your area, Pat? You've been seeing any ammo coming in?
No, nothing's coming back. See,
nothing at all.
Basically, I started seeing this happening. And if you'll look at my channel, I started veering toward 30-30, 45-70, these other cartridges that shouldn't be hoarded. Okay? So once 9mm and 5.56 started getting eaten up, you have these closet hoarders. Okay? These closet hoarders are just grabbing this junk up.
Yeah.
And now, even 30-30, the local guys want $50 a box. So the local guys,
like Remington Core Locked or something.
Well, the local guys, all right. Well, let's back up just a little bit. 30-30, let's say it was $18 a box in your local brick and mortar. This brick and mortar bought an FFL, they have a business license, they pay an electric bill, they have rent and or a payment, they have overhead. Okay? Yeah. They're covering this at $18.68 a box. Well, I have a screenshot from this fella named Ernie Farmer. Ernie Farmer is this goober that is just shoving it in his closet. He's asking $50 a box. Ernie Farmer is asking $31.32 over the $18.68 that the brick and mortar would ask.
Wow.
Ernie Farmer does not have a brick and mortar. He does not have an electric bill. He does not have an FFL. He does not pay taxes. You have your local neighborhood closet hoarder that is being a goober. He is doing nothing but hurting all of us. And 30-30 was not a caliber that I thought that would happen with. It just blows my freaking mind. And
it's pretty wild.
Yeah. I've got the screenshots, and I am literally thinking about doing a video that says, "Don't be Ernie."
Yeah, there's something to it. Some of the things that I'm seeing are just blowing me away. And I hate this kind of, trying to make a bunch of money off people thing that a lot of people are doing right now. When you're seeing bricks of primers going for $200, You know, I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, and I know that in my area, there are a lot of like retired guys that are waiting in line for the stores to open, and they may have all the ammo that they are going to shoot in their lifetime, but they're retired and they got nothing else to do, and they're going in and buying up anything and everything they find for the sole purpose of turning around and selling it at a huge profit.
Neckbeards.
Yeah, yeah, and it pisses me off. We got Chuck from Alaska Ballistics joining us here. What's up, Chuck?
What's up, dude?
How's it going? You hear us?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh,
Why
yeah,
is
we're
it
talking about these freaking ammo scabs.
I cannot hear you guys.
Can't hear us?
No, it's way too soft. I can barely hear you.
Weird.
It's not going through my Bluetooth speaker for some reason.
Is that what we keep hearing buzz?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, I just muted it.
That's cool. That's fine. G23 saying 7.62x39 is still available. I see that every once in a while. We have a chain of stores here. I don't know how far they go outside of Oregon, but at least in Oregon called Bimart. That's usually where I check for ammo because they haven't changed their prices. And it's kind of like one of those, oh, we lost Chuck. It's, membership store, so it doesn't get huge crowds or anything. And I do see 7.62x39 every now and then. And he says, y'all should have an AK-47. I used to have an AK-47. I do not currently have an AK-47, but I do have an SKS, which, I mean, I know people think that they're really goofy guns, but it's actually fun to shoot. I really enjoy my SKS. Lucas, how you doing?
And 7.62x39s, and I was going to be like, whoop, but it's back here somewhere. I'm sitting in front of my arsenal.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. Yeah, I can agree with Brownies more. Yeah, these guys are just scalpers. They're just being scalpers. It pisses me off.
I saw that about the graphics cards.
Do what?
I saw that about graphics cards.
Isn't that weird?
I just bought a big, what was mine? Like a freaking, it was huge. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, I just bought a graphics card and I got it right before everybody started scalping them.
What's going on with graphics cards? I hadn't heard about this.
I don't know. Hang on.
What's the big run? G23 Bimart is amazing. Bimart is amazing. I go to Bimart often because you don't encounter huge crowds of weird people like Walmart.
Yeah, see, this GeForce, this 1050 Ti, apparently people have been buying graphics cards and just hoarding them like ammo. And for some reason, they just became tough to get. But I got mine right before all of the mess.
Weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And you wouldn't figure computer nerds would be like cut computer nerds' throats, but apparently they are. But this GeForce, that GTX 1050i, is apparently like I can take it out of my computer, and it's kind of a big deal right now.
That's bizarre. I don't get it. Brownies for my fat says, I'm the only dude in my area that shoots 450 Bushmaster. I know a couple people with 450 Bushmasters. If I can get a hold of some ammo, I'm going to do a 450 Bushmaster video.
Hey, my first YouTube video ever was a 450 Bushmaster.
Really?
And I Plankton, like the little Nickelodeon character.
Yeah.
At 160 yards, I shot him in his crotch.
Wow. There wasn't much left of him, was there?
No, I shot him in his crotch. Like,
yeah.
I took the off of Plankton.
That's funny.
Yeah, y'all go back to my channel and find that.
Find that one? Okay. Yeah, I'm Hyman said all the graphics cards are selling for 3 times the price. They're being used to mine cryptocurrency.
Well, I'm not a techie guy. I have no idea how in the hell that works with the graphics card.
Well,
Brownie
I
Points
beat
Fast,
them
crypto mining,
$149 right here. I beat them.
149. He says a miner will buy all the cards he can afford, while a gamer just buys one. Yeah. Yeah, you know, sometimes when all the stuff disappears like that, people do it because they're afraid they're afraid it's going to disappear, which is why it disappears. You know, it ends up being kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if people would just stop and just buy what they want to shoot, you know, and maybe a little bit to put in reserve, like they do under normal circumstances, we wouldn't have this problem as much. We would still be in a little bit of a problem because we added a lot of brand new gun owners in this last year. So we got a lot more people pulling from our ammo resources, but it still wouldn't be like it is right now, you know.
No, it's the same 55 plus
Yep.
closet hoarders that don't shoot nothing. They're
Yep.
going to pass away, leave 23,000 rounds to their kids that don't know what to do with it.
Right.
Those are the people that are causing our problems right now.
Yep. It's guys like, so the average age of gun club members at the club where I'm a member, this is not BS. Our club secretary actually sat down and did the math a couple years ago. The average club owner or club member age at my gun club is 64. And the ones that are super, super involved in the gun club, those are the guys I see at the stores waiting for the doors to open.
Yep.
Or I hear about it. And those are the guys that are really involved in the gun club, but they don't do any shooting. They just hang out and drink coffee and talk about their incredible shooting exploits of years gone by, but you never hardly see them ever pull a trigger on anything. It's absolutely irritating. We got Chuck back. You hear
Still no volume. You guys
Still
have
no
no
audio?
volume.
Weird.
I love you, Chuck.
Wow.
I have
Getting
no
deep.
idea what you guys are saying.
I
Sorry,
love
I'll leave.
you, Chuck.
Oh, he's gone again. That's funny. Leo and Shirani, I've never seen you on here before, but thanks for showing up. Has Thaddeus been here? Not that I know of. I have no idea who Thaddeus is.
Thaddeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he.
Adam says, I use my 2 computers for mining, make about $15 a day above electricity costs. Interesting. I have no idea how all that stuff works. I'm completely clueless. I had an intern at my work a couple weeks ago, and everything was going crazy with like the GameStop stuff. And he was telling me, yeah, I put $2,000 in my Robinhood account and put it up on. He didn't buy any from GameStop, but he was telling me the different stocks he was buying, and yeah, I'm up $7,300 in a day and all this kind of crazy stuff. And he was going to try to help me, help guide me through doing all that stuff. But by the time I got an account set up, it was all over, over and done with. Barry said he definitely heard that. Yeah, if he's on there, he definitely heard that.
No, the I love you. That comes from ARFCOM. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
From what?
ARFCOM, AR15.com.
Oh.
Yeah, I make videos for them. I'm contracted. Right. And that's how we end the videos is I love you. And so now even on my own videos, I end them and I love you. Because the ARFCOM guys come over and they're like, yeah, that's that Pat guy that doesn't love me. So you just have to do it.
I don't think I'm going to start doing that.
Huh?
I said I don't think I'm going to start doing that on my videos.
Hey, it's cool. It's honestly cool.
Well, everybody's going to think we're trying to copy Demo Ranch. I guess it's all how you say it.
Who cares?
Yeah,
everybody says I love you.
Yeah, yeah. Just not necessarily to like thousands of strangers, you know.
I'll say it to thousands of strangers.
I can't do it. I'm too awkward about stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. I can't stand the guys that are buying to resell. They're taking advantage of a bad situation and making the situation continue.
You know what I used to do in 2016? Mark Zuckerberg met Obama at the White House. And if you guys notice, in 2016, February of 2016 to be exact, that's when Facebook started cracking down on gun and ammo sales.
Okay.
They did it just by meeting behind closed doors, basically.
Right.
Well, anyway, in the years previous, Newtown, all of those times when ammo became hard to buy, I was one of the admin of the Facebook groups. And we always recognized the guys that were buying and reselling.
Right.
And what we would do is we would ban them. So if, let's say, this dude named Ernie ran down and he's asking $50 for a brick of 22 long rifle, okay, we would just ban him. So
Right.
that $200 that he spent on ammo so he could scalp, we would just knock him out of the groups.
Right.
So now he's sitting there and he's sitting on this ammo with no place to go. And his old lady's like, quit buying ammo. And he does. Okay. We had that peer to peer, and that's what we did. We had peer to peer control.
Nice.
We would block the guys that always resold. Well, February of 2016, they met, they started cutting all of that out, and they took our power. And that's what sucks. Because now you have the guys that are trying to resell, and we can't knock them off of arms list. We can't knock them off of gun broker. We can't get rid of them. So that same peer-to-peer power, stop paying $50 for what used to be $18.
Yeah.
If everybody would do that, that person's old lady would say, stop buying ammo, and he would.
Right.
Because, you know, once his closet is full, what's he going to do? Yep.
Yeah, we could definitely get things back on track if we wanted to, and we held firm and didn't panic buy. It was about a month ago. I stopped myself from doing it. You know, I reload the vast majority of what I shoot is reloaded ammo, and the vast majority of what I reload with cast bullets that I cast myself. I get the lead for free out of the trap at the gun range. You know, I'm a cheap shooter, you know, but stuff like 9mm, if I find a good deal on it, I'll buy it, you know, because that saves me some time. But I've got a pretty good supply of 9mm ammo, nothing crazy, but you know, I'm good for a bit. And I was at Bi-Mart and I walked by and they had 9mm ammo on the shelf and with a limit of 2 boxes a person. And I go, I'll take 2 boxes of that. And as the lady turned around to grab it, I thought to myself, what am I doing? I don't need it. I'm contributing to the problem. I'm buying it because it's there. I go, actually, before you grab that, I don't want it after all. Never mind. Leave it on the shelf. Because I don't want to contribute to the problem.
See,
but
my thing is,
I should buy it because it's there.
I don't panic buy.
Right.
I buy. And a lot of this was bought in years past.
Right.
And, you know, I'm good. Like 22 long rifle, that's what that is. This is CCI. But you guys notice it's got that Judum, that Troy.
Yeah. Oh,
this stuff's 4 years old. But I've been working through it. I shoot a lot, I buy a lot, and I stack it deep. Yeah. So when it's good times is when I hang on to it. I think some of this has that Christmas time. Let's see here. CCI. Okay, yeah. 2016. Literally. Merry Christmas 2016.
Nice.
So when it comes to that panic buying, I don't do that. I've got 4-year-old CCI, but I'm shooting and I'm buying and I'm cataloging, stacking it. And so I buy it cheap and stack it deep.
I don't even know how much 22 ammo I have. I have lots and lots and lots and lots of 22 ammo. And none of that was a panic buy. That was if it was on sale, I was buying it. If I could get like the Sportsman's Warehouse, was it $30 off a purchase of $150? I'd buy $150 worth of ammo, of 22 ammo, period, and use one of those cards. I mean, I really stacked it up.
Yeah. So shoot him. That Troy Landry.
I remember seeing those. You don't really see those anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Buy it deep or buy it cheap, stack it deep. So I can stay shooting. In this pandemic, I have not been buying much.
Yeah, neither have I.
I try to buy what I need and leave like this alone.
Right. Very nice. See, Barnaby Sanchez showed up. How you doing? Glad to see you coming on here. Adam sucks, but sellers were giving away pretty happy to sell primers for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, you're right. I will be the first to admit I should have bought a lot more when I could. And I will in the future. I will never find myself in this spot again of having not as many primers as I want or not being sure about my ability to continue to make videos. Although, as of today, that's been well taken care of.
Yeah.
You can't read it. It's too much glare.
Magnum.
Oh, 500 Magnum?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't afford to shoot 500 Magnum factory ammo. So I cast a whole bunch of these bad boys right here. A big old 700 grain solid lead powder coated. I cast a whole bunch of those and reload them. Is that the solid brass one you were telling me about?
Yeah. That's the solid copper sledgehammer.
Those are the 400 grainers or something?
400.
So I try to get some of those from Black Butterfly Ammo because you told me about you doing that with Hootie Hoo and on the paper plates, and I watched your video. I want to do those and try it on my clay pigeons. See when I don't know if you saw my clay pigeon video, but I want to try it again with some of those solid brass ones. I think I can probably break a lot more clays. James Pooh says, yeah, MeWe groups right now are getting taken over by resellers. Keep hammer content about them, overpriced stuff, way over what shelf price is. Yeah, good. You guys should be doing exactly what Pat was just saying. Don't let them do it. Kick those people out of the groups if that's what they're doing.
Yep. Peer-to-peer. That is what it takes. Eventually, their old ladies get tired of it. They spent $2,000 on ammo they can't resell, and the electric bill is due. Then suddenly that stuff stops.
Yeah. Em says he had Powder Valley call him and say they needed to charge a second hazmat for an order once. What was the purpose of that? They didn't think they charged you enough or what? That's weird.
It's twice.
I would have a hard time with that one.
It's twice as dangerous.
No kidding. Oh, talking about getting stuff shipped. Do you want to hear a funny story? So last Wednesday, through Gunbroker, I bought a Henry Big Boy Brass 357 Magnum. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. I don't know why I hadn't prioritized it sooner, but I'm jacked to get it. They mailed it on Saturday because with Gunbroker, it takes time to get all the different steps completed. So they shipped it Saturday, second day air. So this should be at my local gun store by now, right? Well, if you look up the tracking number, it shows the item is being received by the office in Florida where they were shipping from, and no tracking information beyond that. Zero. So I called and talked to USPS today and said, hey, I paid for second day air. It shows that it shipped on Saturday, but no tracking information beyond it being received. And they don't know what happened to it.
That really sucked. See, I had something similar. Yeah, and I've got blue teeth because of that cookie.
Yeah, you do.
That's awesome.
My Smith & Wesson, my 627 was just coming from Illinois about a month ago. And so this thing hit the hub in Illinois. And I'm sitting here and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and it doesn't update and it doesn't update and days go past and then just one day it shows up.
Weird.
Yeah, $2,000 worth of insurance on this gun. And just one day it shows up. No updates, no scans. I think what USPS is just doing is just like, this is where it goes. This is where it goes. We don't scan anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even lying. So, like I said, I'm just a little bit antsy. And that video comes out, I think I'm gonna drop it Sunday. But yeah, it's a $1,200 performance center with $700 worth of work done to it.
Wow. You're 627?
Yeah.
That thing's a beauty.
Dude, it's freaking sweet. You don't even understand.
The only thing I don't like that you bob the hammer.
I don't touch hammers.
Weird.
I don't thumb them back. Period.
Well, I mean, that makes sense if you don't ever do it. I just don't understand why you don't do it. I love shooting single action. I really should shoot double action more often because I'm terrible double action because I never shoot double action.
Stick yourself to it. Just like literally forget that you can thumb it back and just work with it.
Okay.
You'll be amazed.
Okay.
See, like I like shooting Glocks, and you'll work a Glock against the wall.
Right.
You know, when you pull the trigger back, you pull it up against the wall, you focus down your sights. Well, when you work Glock against the wall, then you grab a revolver. You're talking about, I don't know, I guess about 8 pounds difference in the trigger on average. So Glock is like 5, 5.5. A double action that comes off the line is about 13.
Right.
So it's much heavier. But once you get used to coming against that wall, looking down your sights, and then completing the trigger, it translates. Trust me.
Okay.
Practice.
All right. All right.
You'll love it. You'll freaking love it. And when you're sitting there with your buddies and you're at the range and they're all thumbing theirs back and you're just they look at you with a different level of respect that doesn't even have to be spoken.
So there's a guy at my gun club. He spent 20 years in the Army Marksmanship Unit, and in my town we have a police academy, and now he's a firearms instructor at the police academy. He doesn't come out to many of our fun shoots, and I love it and hate it when he does. I love it because I'm so impressed by this guy's shooting prowess. It's unreal. But at the same time, it sucks getting beat so freaking badly. He came out one time a year we have, it's called the Good, Bad, and Ugly Shoot. It's revolvers only, cast bullets only, and we have steel plates in the shape of cowboy hats. We have steel plates in the shape of a hand holding a revolver. Because you shoot the revolver out of the hand in the movie and shoot the guy's hat off in the movie. So we have those plates that we shoot, and then we have a mannequin head being held up by a noose, but the noose is being held actually by a thin string in the middle, and you just got to hit that. You're cutting the guy down from the hangman's noose, and then we have poker chips at 25 yards hanging. And I watched this dude shooting double action with an old, I can't remember what model Smith & Wesson, but an old model Smith & Wesson 38 special revolver, shooting double action, single-handed, and went 12 for 12 on freaking poker chips at 25 yards.
Yeah, poker chips would make me proud. That is, poker chips would make me proud.
Yeah, that's 25 yards,
Yeah.
single-handed, double action.
Well, see, I've got to back it up with a second hand. That's my thing. I do the single-handed stuff, but I am nowhere near as good as I am with double hands. So yeah, if dude's doing that, 12 for 12, dude's slick.
Yeah. But like I said, he was Army Marksmanship Unit for 20 years. So
he's got a bit of trigger time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sadly, with all this global cooling, people are having a hard time in Texas. Yeah, I would not want to be in Texas right now. They are getting freaking hammered. Mother Nature's making
There's this whole century freeze.
Yeah.
When you say century freeze, you're talking about a 100-year freeze.
Yeah.
Texas is not equipped. They are not engineered for that.
No.
That is not how that is supposed to happen.
That's insane.
And then in the meantime, East Tennessee, where I'm at, we're kind of above temp.
Oh, you're above? Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. See,
but yeah,
what
you're
I'm
saying
using-
state over where my daughter's at, they've got like 2 feet of snow on the ground, and they're supposed to drive up to Murray State this next Sunday for NCAA championship qualifier, and none of them know how to drive in the snow. So that'll be interesting.
Well, I know how to drive in the snow. We just don't have the weather.
Right.
And that's what's weird. I was finishing a house that I had sold. Was just 3 simple years ago.
Mhm.
I had this house sold, and all I had to do is finish it about now-ish, okay?
All right.
So we're doing sheetrock, and you have to keep the sheetrock mud from freezing, because otherwise you don't realize it, you don't see it until you go to put paint on it, and when you put paint on it, there'll be all these frozen cracks in the mud.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had to fight, we had to push, and all of this stupid stuff because it was 10 degrees. And now it's been 36 and raining since freaking last Friday.
Wow.
So 36 doesn't freeze anything. You can do sheetrock as long as you keep the air moving.
Nice.
Yeah, this is weird weather for us.
Yeah.
On the other side, like abnormally warm.
Let me see if I can look at all my my tabs I got. Let's see if I can find any of the pictures that I took around town. Let me see here. Oops, there we go. Try to share my screen. I think that'll work. Okay, we got the whole Inception thing going on here. Let me see, where did I put it? There you go. This is a different view that I'm used to looking at here. So yeah, here's me making coffee.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
A gas cooktop.
I saw it on Facebook.
This is a couple blocks from my house. Isn't that crazy? That's a big old maple tree there. And all these limbs. Whole trees out of the ground. I mean, just the amount of ice, it's just insane. I mean, this is a tiny fraction of what we've dealt with. I mean, it's been absolutely crazy. Anyway, stop sharing my screen there. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam said the reason he had to pay the second hazmat fee is he went over 37 pounds. Man, you're buying a lot of reloading stuff. You're going over 37 pounds. Holy cow. And G23, I'm thinking this is aimed at you, Pat. Adam says, make the joke or it didn't happen. So G23 says, so it looks like Pat met Papa Smurf.
No. Pat, cookie cake.
Yeah.
My youngest boy just turned 12. So yeah. Blue cookie
that's
cake.
what the cookie was for?
Yeah. No,
Nice.
it's hilarious, man. The cookie cakes. You're Facebook friends with me.
Yeah.
If you'll go back and look, all of my cookie cakes, they have something to do with poo-poo head, doo-doo head, something stupid. Anyway, when I walked up and I laid the cookie cakes and I told the girl, I said, this is what I want. Well, anyway, she was laughing and she was like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Well, the old lady, the one that works there, she comes up and I guess she didn't think that I could hear her. She goes, I bet he wants something done with doo-doo. So I had 2 cookie cakes. One said "Happy Birthday, Poo Poo Head," and one said "Not Poo Poo Head." But
Right.
anyway, it was just hilarious. It's just my thing. I did it. I guess I don't know. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. We got a family member. She's really serious. So my wife, she said, "I need you to make Nicole's cake. I need you to go do that. I don't have time." So when I showed up, it was this big pink and purple, just beautiful cake, and it said Nicole is a poo-poo head. I've been doing it ever since.
So I had friends of the family. Their youngest son, I don't know how it came about, but his nickname ended up being Poophead. And the whole family called him Poophead, and eventually it kind of got shortened to where it was just Poop. And I mean, they'd be like out in public and use it like a regular name without even, thinking about strangers being around and not knowing what was going on. They'd be like, "Hey, Poop, can you run over to the next aisle and grab something, whatever." And they get some pretty strange looks because they're like, "Hey, Poop, do this. Hey, Poop, do that." Anyway.
No, we set my son up, the same one that has the birthday today.
Yeah.
We set him up. We called him Austin J. So AJ, right. Just set him up, and guess what? It has not stuck.
Wow.
That's
the thing about nicknames. You never know what is gonna stick. But yeah, I know. I was Robbie when I was a kid, and I hated it. I mean, I hated it. And I was about the 4th grade when I started correcting everybody and saying, "Please call me Rob. Please call me Rob. Please call me Rob." And I have an aunt that was still calling me Robbie well into my mid to late 20s. And these days, it's pretty much just Rob. But it was a long road to hoe to try to get people to stop calling me Robbie. And I absolutely hated it. It was the worst.
I always went by Patrick.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 years that I started the YouTube channel, everybody's calling me Pat. That Pat was just a joke. Pat, real man of genius. I'm sure you guys are aware of the Budweiser, Bud Light,
yeah.
Real Men of Genius.
Oh, yeah.
It was an Instagram joke. And so when I started the YouTube channel, it was just Pat, real man of genius. It was just a joke.
Right.
So I didn't intend for the Pat thing to stick. And I'll be sitting down at the restaurant or the diner, and they'll say Pat, and I'm just like, I just go by Pat. And in the first time in my 38 years, I finally go by just Pat.
Wow. So first, it took 36 years for you to get a nickname.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really funny. So Max K, where are you from? Are you from around here? You around where I'm at? Most people are fine, but they're struggling, holding up for the stragglers. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all staying safe. I would really be mostly worried about the people in Texas. I mean, they've got it real bad. At Autumn Hymus, because their pipe's not below freezing or frost line, down 3 or 4 feet. Up here we go 6 to 10 feet. Wow, that's crazy.
I laid my last one. The last one that I did, the house I just sold in January, is 18 inches.
Wow.
And it's freaking fine.
Yeah. I think the frost line where I live is like 12 inches.
No, it'll be much lower.
You think so?
Yeah, see, our groundwater is 58 degrees, and our frost line will not, like, worst case scenario is 18 inches here.
Wow.
So you being that high up, yours is probably much worse.
We really don't get that cold.
believe it or not. I mean, we're at least here in the valley where I live. I mean, we don't really get below freezing that much. I mean, kind of average winter day around here is a low of, like 35, 36 and a high of, mid to high 40s. And that's pretty average. And we really don't get very cold. If you go to Eastern Oregon, where you're at the much higher elevation, you get up in the high desert, totally different story. But I'm only like 200 feet above sea level. It's a huge valley, but we're down in the valley. We're pretty temperate. We don't get a lot of extremes, except for it just rains like nonstop in the wintertime. Yeah, we don't really get very cold. We don't deal with ice much. I mean, we're pretty kind of like middle of the road. Crazy hot summers. We're not crazy humid. We're just kind of right in the middle of everything.
Gotcha. No, see, we're here. I'm about 700 feet above sea level from you.
Okay.
But yeah, we're in a valley. I have an HVAC background.
Okay.
Air conditioning, all of that. I've been doing it since 2009. But anyway, basically what we figure when we do our load calcs, we figure 14 days under freezing per year. That is what when we do our load calcs, when we figure what we need to size a house for, is 14 days under freezing per year.
Wow.
And that's it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're somewhere in that same kind of neighborhood, honestly. I don't know.
Then, when my brother-in-law came over from Britain, the first year that he got here, we had I forget what it was. I think it was 28 days under freezing.
Wow.
It was crazy. And we haven't seen anything like it since.
Huh.
But he flew out of the UK. Heathrow was just freaking frozen. He had to sit on the tarmac waiting for them to thaw his plane out. Then
Wow.
he flew over. He lands. We got snow on the ground. I picked him up from Chattanooga, and it was just pouring down like snow and ice, and cars were just veering off the interstate. And I just kept going. So he's sitting in the back seat like, what are we doing?
Wow.
Once he got here, he didn't have any cold weather clothing, and it was just freezing. So when I was doing all my refrigeration runs and stuff like that, he's riding in the van, and he's just, this is cold. This is ridiculous. This is cold. It was weird, and we haven't seen that since.
Wow. Wow. Oh, Max K is also from Salem. That's good to know. Oh, duh. Yeah, Max K is from Salem. He won my 500 subscriber giveaway, and I dropped it off on his front door. Yeah, sorry, Max. I totally forgot. Todd the Gun Guy is here. Sup, gentlemen? How are you doing, Todd? Glad to see you on. I've been watching the cooking channel. Have you guys seen Todd's cooking channel he's got now? Cooking with Todd the Gun Guy. If Brownies for My Fat wouldn't mind throwing up the link to his shooting channel and then Cooking with Todd the Gun Guy, that would be awesome. Adam Hyman says, when I lived in upstate New York, we would leave the faucets dripping every big cold spell, never burst pipe. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Absolutely. We used to do that when I lived in Montana.
I actually went through under my house. I insulated and heat taped all of it, and I haven't plugged it up in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so if we get a cold spell, all I have to do is plug it up.
Wow.
But every bit of it is insulated, heat taped. It's ready to go.
That's cool.
It's not plugged up. And then I even put a thermostat. Like if my crawl space underneath my house, if it gets to 32 degrees, all of it turns on.
Wow. Wow. You're pretty well set. Tracy Peterson is from Puyallup, Washington. I know where Puyallup's at. And
pile up.
You know where what?
I would call it pile up.
pile up. Well, up here in the Pacific Northwest, we've got a lot of our town names and stuff like that are all Indian words. And that's one of them, Puyallup.
Well, mine's Etoa is
Okay.
much older. The town that I live in is an Indian name.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. G23 is from Hood River. Hood River up there in the gorge. How about did you guys get it up in the gorge? Interesting to know. Oh, go to Hood River. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I want to go to Hood River. I think it's pretty well frozen over. Max got a dip. These are always fun. Thanks a lot, Max. I appreciate it. I'm glad you could be here with us for a bit. Artac and Daughters. I'm 30 miles north of Chattanooga.
Yeah, you ain't far from me.
Nice. Adam Hymas, no, he did not win the CMMG Banshee. We've been over this before. The CMMG Banshee was the video where we announced the 500 subscriber giveaway. The giveaway was a Yeti Rambler Cup with my logo laser engraved on it, and the Walker's earmuffs and glasses.
You know, and I am jealous of you getting to actually work with CMMG.
I don't know if it'll. I don't know what's going on with that now, though. So
I have asked, I have requested,
really,
I have all of the things, and CMMG doesn't want to do Pat stuff.
I don't know how I managed it. I shot their marketing manager an email. At the time, they were working with a marketing company that happens to be like an hour away from me. And they forwarded my information on to that guy that was their outside the company marketing manager, and he's the one that I started working with. And he's the one that set it up, got the Banshee sent to me, and he was going to try to put together a CMMG like giveaway bundle of a bunch of their swag stuff for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And then CMMG decided to not work with that company anymore, that they were going to bring all their marketing in-house. They hired a guy to do all that same stuff that this company was doing. And I was supposed to be getting an email invite to meet with, kind of have a meeting with that guy and a get-to-know-you session with him. And it hasn't happened yet. So that may have been a one and done. I really hope it's not, because I love their stuff. Their stuff is awesome, but I'm starting to worry that was a one and done thing. So,
well, congratulations, because I've been trying for 2 years.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know why that guy just. I don't know if he saw that he was an Oregonian and I was an Oregonian, and that he wanted to help me out. I don't know. But I mean, even if it was just that one time, I'm glad for it. I'm appreciative of it. Chuck says, I can hear you on the YouTube app, but not the StreamYard on Chrome. He wouldn't let me open the microphone or camera in my smart Samsung internet like normally does. That's weird.
Yeah, see, you sent me the link in Instagram.
Right.
And what I have to do is hit copy text and go to Chrome.
Okay. With Chuck, I email it to him.
So if he'll open it in Google Chrome, because that's what I have to do.
Right.
I'm not through the link you sent me in Instagram.
Okay. So yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's just hitting the link and it's going through whatever. Oh, and Brownies, thanks a lot. He put up the information for Todd the Gun Guy. Adam. They can't do a 6.5 Creedmoor in a Banshee.
Yeah, it would have to be on the AR-10 platform.
Do what?
It would have to be on the AR-10 platform, the larger.
Do they do an AR-10 platform?
They have their oh shoot.
I know they have the Resolute rifle, but that's a 15.
Yeah, it would have to be in their Resolute.
But in the Resolute and AR-15 platform?
I'd have to look it up. I think the Resolute is actually a 308. I'll have to look it up.
Maybe it is. Or don't they have one called the Endeavor or something like that?
Yeah, they got the Resolute and the Endeavor. There's a breaking point where they go to that larger frame.
But the Banshee is a pistol. So
yeah.
So you're not going to find one, Adam. Sorry.
Yeah, 6.5 Creedmoor won't fit in the mags, period.
No Glock mags for a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh, even just AR mags, it won't fit.
Yeah. Ask Alaskan Ballistics, when do I win a CMMG Banshee? I don't know. Maybe after I do. I got to win one first.
Tomorrow, Chuck. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. If not tomorrow, check back the next day.
Yeah, and just keep checking. Every day. Don't give up. Never lose hope. I keep bumping my little laptop table here. So, yeah, he's G23 saying he has to open it in Chrome, not Samsung. I believe that. I think that's probably. Is that what you're doing, Chuck? Listen to these guys. Maybe you'll be able to hop back on. So, let's see. We're kind of caught up with the comments right now. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? What are you drinking there, Pat? You got anything good?
Oh, this is just Rolling Rock. It's a placeholder. It's just Rolling Rock.
Nice.
But the funny thing is my mug. Okay? See this?
Big ass drink.
Okay. I hope the donkey. Do you see the
that's
donkey?
Funny. Yeah. That's hilarious.
So, that's all it is. My big old donkey drink.
That's hilarious.
That came out of the last house that I bought and flipped. It was sitting in the cabinet, and I said, it's glass. I can boil this thing, and it is sterile. So
yeah,
I've already bought and sold the house, and I have the drink to show it.
That's cool. Yeah, I was gonna grab a beer, but I don't have any that were in the fridge, and I really didn't feel like drinking a warm one. Chuck says he was trying to open Google Chrome. He's trying to jump in here again. Let's see if it actually works this time. Can you hear us now?
A little bit, not much. A little bit better.
Follow directions.
Yeah. Well, I was clicking from the link from the email that went to my junk mail for the 15th straight time.
Weird.
Even though I tell it it's not junk. So that's what my email thinks of you, apparently. I tell it it's not junk every time. But, Microsoft is already on to you, Rob.
I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, I can barely hear you. I might be holding it up to my ear like this. So.
Oh, that's what we want to see. Do that again. That's better in your face.
Yeah, that earwax is prettier in my face, huh?
Thank you. That helps.
Yeah.
I could have done that in my last video. I've been called all kinds of words. I actually shot a 30-30 with no hearing protection, and I got called all kinds of words.
Yeah, well, leave it to the YouTube comments to make you real self-conscious.
No, it's not self-conscious. What I should have done was I ain't got none in my ears, but some dude tagged me on Instagram. He said, I see those red things in your ears. And I said, you brilliant son of a gun. What you just pulled this red color out of the sky because nothing is in my ears.
Weird. Hey, Chuck, G23 says, turn up your media volume.
It's all the way up.
It's all the way up. And Adam Hymas says, your microphone is stuck in off mode. That's what he says. I'm just relaying the information. James Pooh looked it up. He said the CMMG Endeavor is a 308 AR-10, and that Hootie Hoo got one on his channel. Hootie Hoo's got everything. That guy's buys 4 or 5 guns a week, I think.
So now the Endeavor at 308 would be your closest to chambering the 6.5 if they offer it.
Yeah. Yep. I wonder if they do. Let's see.
Let's see.
So I just sent Chuck a rail for his Henry X.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I modified the XS Sights lever rail to fit his Henry X 4570.
Nice.
And I
So the Endeavor must be an AR-15. It must come in an AR-15 and an AR-10 platform because I'm looking at their Endeavor specific page. Let me make it to where I can share it here.
Yeah, no, the Endeavor is going to have to take that AR-25, that larger mag.
Well, like I say, it looks like it must be. It must make a rifle called the Endeavor in both a AR-15 and an AR-10 platform. Where'd it go? I lost it. As you can see, I'm really good with technology stuff. So here's the Endeavor page. You see they got 6mm arc, 6.5 Creedmoor, 308 Win, 224 Valkyrie, 6mm arc. Oh, okay, they keep repeating there. 22 Nobbler,
6.5 second.
So they 5.56. So they're offering it in AR-15 and AR-10 calibers, all under the name Endeavor. That's good to know. Good to know. What's the Resolute? 5.56, 7.62, 350 Legend. Looks like the Resolute is just AR-15, but the Endeavor is AR-15 and AR-10 apparently. Interesting. Anyway, I think I got behind the comments here. Let's see. Oh, no. So Adam was catfishing us a little bit. That's all right. I have a Bear Creek 6.5 Creedmoor upper. So I'm curious about that, Artac. I have had a very small handful of experience with. Oh, we lost Chuck again. I've had a couple experiences with Bear Creek Arsenal. My 350 Legend build, I used it ended up being a complete Bear Creek Arsenal upper, but I didn't buy it as a completed upper. I ended up assembling it myself. One of my work buddies, we did these together. He did one as well, and then another one of my buddies did bought a Bear Creek upper 50 Beowulf. All three guns had the exact same problems. Granted, all three guns are straight wall cartridges. But all three guns, they had a hard time extracting. And we found that the chambers were just crudded up. We all had to like polish our chambers. They had, I don't know what it was in there, but they were nasty. So they had a hard time extracting until we polished the chambers. And then we all ended up having to take a stone and kind of getting the sharp edge off the edge of the back of the barrel and then actually polishing it, because with all three of those straight walled cartridges, they'd start to ramp up and that edge would catch the brass and leave big old, not like a dent or anything, but it would scrape the brass and it would stop. And for reliable feeding, we all had to break that edge with a stone and then polish it. Have you had that problem with the 6.5 Creedmoor, or does it seem like that's a Bear Creek Arsenal straight-walled cartridge problem? Be interested to hear what you have to say. All three guns, though, they shoot super accurately. So they're putting together accurate stuff, but I don't know. At least with those three guns with straight-wall cartridges, they definitely had some issues. Have you had any experience with them, Pat? Bear Creek Arsenal?
No. I've strayed from Bear Creek forever. I've not touched anything. I think I'm not saying anything bad about Bear Creek, but I bought a Radical firearms upper, and when I bought that Radical, it just kind of broke me on that whole sensational magic price kind of. It's like, dude, you can jump in this thing for $249. And then I realized that you could buy once and cry once.
Sure.
And yeah, I'm not being a gear snob. I'm
Sure.
not being an elitist, but I did my whole bargain basement thing one time and I walked.
The only reason I went with them is, number one, it was the 350 Legend had just come out, and finding components to build was super difficult. Everybody was just buying up everything pretty early on. And I really wanted a side charger. And when it comes to side charging, they're the only thing that I've seen, at least, that's not like really, really expensive. I haven't seen anything close to it price wise in a side charger. But there was a couple of issues, and now it works great. And with factory ammo, I haven't even hand loaded for it. With factory hunting ammo, it's a 1 MOA gun, so I don't have any complaints about it. I just would kind of know going forward to what to expect. I kind of know what to expect, and then make the decision. Do I want to deal with that? Well, I mean, if everything else is pretty good, really, I only had about maybe 30 or 40 minutes of my time into polishing up that chamber and breaking that edge. So I don't know. It's okay. I just, if you don't have those capabilities or that know-how, you're going to be kind of screwed,
Well, my thing is I had the capability and the know-how. It's just the first time I tried, like I said, it was a Radical. When I tried that lower price tier, and I realized that they're just assembling stuff and shipping it out at the $249 no frills.
Right.
And then you have to make it work. Then I realized that, hey, I can call up Tromix. I can get this barrel. I can get this bolt. This thing is just made to work.
Right.
So that's the way I went.
That's totally understandable. Our attacking daughter says his 350 Legend feeds and extracts fine, and it's a Bear Creek Arsenal side charger. I have not gone to the range yet for my 450 Bushmaster upper that I got from them. The barrel pretty clean on both. Well, me and my buddy that built our 350 Legends, we bought all our stuff the exact same time, and that was about the same time that my other buddy bought the 50 Beowulf stuff. So maybe it was just a short-lived issue that maybe somebody in their quality control department wasn't making sure chambers were clean, or I don't know. I'm pretty forgiving of companies as long as they're willing to take care of their stuff afterwards. A lot of people down talk Kimber because they tend to have some quality control problems, but if they can fix the problem and get it back in a timely fashion, I'm not going to get that upset.
Well, speaking of Bear Creek, okay, they started working with Buffalo's Outdoors. Now, Buffalo, I don't know if you know the channel, Buffalo Solid, and they turned around. They sent Buffalo 3 uppers, a 450, a 458, and a 50 Beowulf. Now, Buffalo got truthful, like dead honest. Like, this is how this works. This is what I had to do. This is how I made it work. Then they sent him a scope. And he jumped up and he says, man, this thing won't zero. This thing sucks. And then suddenly, I haven't seen any more BCA stuff on his channel. So, I don't know. I can't speculate. But once Buffalo got dead honest on the 4th product, BCA has just kind of not shown up anymore. I don't know how that came. I don't know how it came about. But I saw that. And that's just a drawback from BCA.
Well, good on Buffalo for getting free stuff and not being afraid to be honest about it.
I know not everybody with a YouTube channel that gets free shit is going to necessarily tell the truth because they
I've
like
actually,
getting free shit.
when it comes to free stuff,
Yeah.
there are videos that I have not made because of, I'm like, okay, I'll either send it back or I am not making the video. And I've already told the companies. And you just back off. Like, I cannot say that this works. I'm done. And you just walk away. And either they want the product back or they don't. And I'm not gonna lambaste you. I'm not gonna say this is crap, but I'm also not gonna say it's decent.
Right. No, I decided before I ever got started that I would always be completely honest with my viewers. I figure it's the least I can do for them. I mean, if I went, yeah, sure, go ahead. We'll come back to it when he gets back. James Pugh says, I got a Barracuda Happy Barrel 308 blackout for my custom build. Let us know how that works for you, James, if you've had any of the problems I've talked about.
This right here. Can you see that?
Grass.
Do you see that bell?
I do.
All right. That is one of my failed projects. That's one of the things where I just sent the company an email and I said, dude, we can't do this. You see that?
Yeah. That's
we walk away, we leave it, we're done.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I sent my initial email to CMMG when I was trying to get them to work with me, one of the things that I said was, I have to let you know ahead of time. I am going to be honest with my review. I'll do reviews from more, a consumer standpoint. But if things fail, they're going to fail on the video, and I will not cover it up. I will not hide it. If I'm doing if I've agreed to do a review, I'm going to do the review good or bad. I'm not out to try to make anybody look bad, but if it turns bad, it's your product. That's not my fault. It went bad. So when I did my video on my buddy's Rocky Mountain Elk Federation set, it had the full size 10 millimeter and then the micro 9, the Kimber set. The 9 didn't work. I dropped the hammer on those. Most of those rounds had to get the hammer dropped on them twice. Some of them 3 times before rounds would go off. And it didn't matter if it was my reloads. It didn't matter if it was, cheap factory ammo, defensive ammo. I mean, we were trying a variety of stuff, most of it off camera because it was getting really frustrating. And, the video still went up, said, hey, we tried it. It's not working. This is what's happening. But at the same time, my buddy sent that gun back and he got it back like a week and a half later. And supposedly it's all working fine. So I'm going to do another video showing it working. If it works, I'm going to show a video of it working. Yeah, if I do a gun review video, I'm putting it up whether it goes good or it goes bad, because that's on the company. And I'm not going to hide it from anybody at all. Yeah. So hopefully we do the video with that 9 millimeter. It works great. And they have a chance to kind of redeem themselves.
Now, my interpretation of influencer, okay? Now, you can be an influencer whether you do it publicly or whether you do it with constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling this company, I'm like, look at this bell-ended brass. All right. I put out a video that either gets 1,500 views or 150,000 views. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, you guys need to back up, figure something out. So whether we do that in public eye or if I do that with their engineer and their engineer goes back and he spends 110 hours trying to figure out why this brass is bell-ended. Either way, you're influencing and you're doing it, in my eyes, it's very respectful for everybody. I can tell you, like, back up, go to the drawing board, I'm not going to make my opinion public, but you understand with the full force of what I have, this doesn't work.
Right.
And so, yeah, I can do it, and I can tell the engineer, back up, go to the drawing board, or we can say, like, I can make this military arms channel type video where he just makes it all public. Mac, he does well, but his thing is he jumps up and he takes all of the glory. Okay,
Right.
you can really take some glory from behind the scenes, and I can say this is what sucks. You guys back up, figure out what's going on, without making it public. Even if it costs me a video, I don't make any ad revenue. I don't have sponsors. All of these things. You know, I backed up. I spent $100 of my own ammo. And you back up. You just take this behind the scenes thing, and you tell them, figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. I can tell them to figure it out without telling either 5,000 or 100,000 people that this thing sucks.
Yeah.
And in that meantime, they can either pull it from their website, they can jump up, tell their warranty people, hey, we got this problem. We need to give you guys this bolt. Anybody that calls, let's give them this repair kit. I don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you do it from behind the scenes, and that is also influencing the industry.
Yeah.
And there is no pat name on that brass.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. Let's see, RTAC says my 6.5 Creedmoor is stovepipey on ejecting. I've got that figured out to buffer spring and buffer, and I have 2 or 3 223 Wild and 5.56 NATO 16-inch and 20-inch barrels, and no problem with those. I wonder if it really has a lot more to do with just. I mean, anytime you're dealing with a straight weld cartridge and AR-15, problems tend to arise. It's definitely a little more tricky to get them to feed properly. But the stuff we were finding shouldn't have been. It was like cleaning out the chamber, you know. Anyway, he says they do run into quality issue from time to time when they're trying to push out a lot of products. I've noticed that, so I think that's probably what happened to you. I think you're absolutely correct. I think you're 100% right. Cyclops videos with Joe with Rhea. What's up, guys? How are you doing? Is this somebody you know? I have not seen any of his videos. I'll have to check them out.
Dude, Joe's the man. I've met Joe in person. Love Joe.
Nice. Is he another gun tuber?
Yeah, he's
Nice.
Just hit 60K.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe's he's good folk. I met him at the Iraq Veteran 2019, and he is probably, I bet I spoke to him more than anyone else. Really good.
Nice. Well, if Brownies for My Fat's still on here, would you mind throwing up Cyclops's web or a link to his channel so we can maybe hopefully get him a couple more subscribers? Oh, there's probably nobody that subscribes to me that doesn't subscribe to him. I'm pretty lonely.
Good fella. I like Joe.
I'll have to go check out his channel.
Yeah, go check him out. Now, he does some funny stuff. He's got Saturday morning, he's got this thing coming up. I thought it was funny. He tagged me on Instagram earlier that Hitler wants a public vasectomy. You just have to understand, Joe does this wild, off-the-wall stuff. Now, he does these great videos on scopes, and he breaks it down in perfect human terms, like great. But Saturday morning, he's got this video dropping where Hitler wants a public vasectomy.
Interesting. I might have to check that out.
I can't wait. Matter of fact, I've got a video ready, and I know that his video is dropping Saturday. I'm not going to drop it Saturday. I'm going to wait till Sunday.
Nice.
Adam says that Palmetto is his favorite source of parts except for the barrels. I've seen lots of their Freedom series come through my competitions without problems. Yeah, Palmetto makes some pretty good parts these days. That hasn't always been the case. But I've used quite a few Palmetto parts. I've got several Palmetto uppers. I've got several Palmetto bolt carrier groups. I like Palmetto quite a bit. Adam wants to know, is that a 10mm belted Magnum?
It's a 10mm belted Magnum. That's exactly what that is, Adam. And they need to figure out how not to make it belted.
Yeah. Is that belting? Is that from an unsupported chamber, or is that from like firing out a battery, or do you even know?
That's from me telling them to back up because I cannot make the video. Yeah, I don't want to speak too much about it. There are some people that know about it, but basically what it is my channel was and is too small to buck against some of the larger channels that gave it a glowing review. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting.
We might have to talk offline. I'm curious.
I can't.
You can't? Okay, no problem. No problem.
I don't know. But what I'm saying
beers.
is, yeah, I just had to back up, understand that me at my channel size, I would either be lambasted, thrown under the bus, something. I'm just like, you guys figure this out because I can't do this.
Right. That's understandable. Cyclops says we're going to hang out this year too, Pat.
You daggum right, we will. Joe
That's
is
Iraq veteran 88 shoot.
No, you know what? Joe, like I would go into 14 days of my own self-quarantine to make sure that I could go see Joe and be cool. You know, Joe, he's a great guy. He's a cancer survivor. And I understand he's kind of concerned about the whole Rona thing.
Right.
I would go into 14 days of self-isolation and hang out with him. He's a cool fool. He's a great guy.
You go to the Iraq veteran shoot every year? I mean, except for obviously 2020.
Yeah, except for this year. They say that it's just postponed. I'm hearing through the grapevine that it's supposed to be March-ish, but I don't know yet. It being February. It being February, I haven't heard solid news yet.
When is it normally? Like August or September?
It was October.
Okay.
Which they have it in Georgia in October, so it's like hurricane season. But either way, man, rain, shine, you have freaking fun.
Nice. I want to go to that sometime.
Oh, I can get you in the groups.
Really?
Let me know.
Okay. All right. I'd love to go to that. Adam says that guy insulates his house with scope boxes. What guy are you talking about, Adam?
He's talking about Cyclops. He's
for
had
real?
the scope boxes.
So we were doing some cleaning out of a closet in my house a couple weeks ago, and it was the place where I stick scope boxes. And my wife looks at me. She was like, "Do we really need all these scope boxes?" I'm like, well, I guess not. And I don't know why it pained me to do it, but I hated throwing them out. I mean, I take a scope out, it never goes back in the box. But I don't know. It was weird. Didn't want to throw them out. They're all gone now, though. Bryce from my fat says glass packed, some may say at Adam Hymas. Interesting. All right, well, we're at like an hour and 45 minutes. We've been just going. Why don't you take a minute and tell us what you got? You gotta. That's like 2 shots worth.
That's not much beer. Oh, you chug like a girl.
I was waiting on that.
You know, I shouldn't talk like that. When my wife and I met back in the 90s, it's been a bit. She had an apartment, and there was a wall in the back of the kitchen that we tried to hide the wall with beer cans. Not just cans, not like a single layer of cans, like cases of cans. And she was quite the beer shotgunning champion. So I can't say things like chug like a girl, because my wife could pound it back in the day. She's sitting there smiling at me.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is the wildest thing, okay? My wife and I, we went to one of the local microbreweries.
Uh-huh.
And they had that Cherokee Red Ale, and it is great. Well, anyway, they brought me out a Cherokee Red Ale. And now, it has a lactic, that sour flavor, but when they get it right, it's perfectly sweet / sour. Well, anyway, they brought me one. It was the perfect temperature. It was the perfect mix. It was great. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good, you know? And my wife, she thought she was being cool and sexy. She grabs it and she goes, dog, 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 dog. And it was heroic and it was awesome of her. But also, at the same time, I'm like, that was perfect. It doesn't need to be drank quickly.
That's hilarious.
It was that total ironic mix.
That's so funny. Yeah, we'd pound them back with the beer bong, and we were shotgunning them, and yeah, we first got together. We were a couple of pretty hard partiers. Not anymore. We don't party hard anymore. Now she has one margarita. We went out to Mexican food and needed help to the truck. And that's not a lie. That just happened this last weekend. My youngest daughter was helping her to the truck after a margarita. Like, man, we don't party like we used to.
Oh, man. But no, like I said, she drank that Cherokee Red Ale that was just perfect. It was one of those deals. It's like, man, I want to find her attractive, but also at the same time, it didn't need to be drank quickly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Brownies for my fat bruh moment at Pat RMG. Yeah, bruh, drinking my beer. Absolutely. Well, hey, it's been a long freaking day. I had about 20 minutes lap time from when I walked in the door from work until I got on this live chat. And I've been going for a long time. It's been a long freaking day. I do want to make a quick little announcement for the people that are still hanging out. Because of the nature of my job, most of the busy construction season, which is usually summertime, I end up working nights. Well, things are starting way early this year. I'm starting night work starting Sunday night, which means I got to be at my office by 6 in the evening. So if we continue these live streams, I'm going to be having to do them about 4 o'clock Pacific time, which might work out for people on the East Coast. That'll be like 7 your time, Pat. I hope I still have people able to tune into the live chat with me doing them that early. But that's how early I'm going to have to be doing them, probably until the fall. It's typically, that's about what our construction season lasts. Usually it's summer. Usually it starts like May or June. But yeah, I'm starting this next Sunday night. So from here on out for a while, and it might not be solid night work until fall, but at least for a little bit here, and then it might be kind of on and off. I have a dog trying to climb up my lap for some reason. I'll have to shift my live stream to about 4 o'clock Pacific time starting next week. So that's
that's where it's going to be. I want to keep doing the live stream, so that's how I'm going to have to do it. I'm just going to have to make it a little bit earlier. So that was Gunner, by the way. That's our youngest mutt, was jumping up in my lap. Come here. Come here. Let everybody see you. Come here. Gunner. Gunner. Come here. No, you don't want to come now? Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. This is Gunner. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna start going a little bit earlier. But what do you have coming up, Pat?
Well, at that 627 Performance Center that we spoke about, that video will drop this weekend. That gun is so slick.
Nice.
It's hard. Well, I'm not selling out by saying it. This is my grail gun. This is one of those guns that you vie for, you live for, you achieve, you have it, and it's magic. So
wow.
Yeah, that's coming up. I just did a video on the SME. It started breaking loose this evening. So YouTube is actually letting no one have a ride. So you guys can check out that SME video.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I dropped it 4 days ago. It's actually doing pretty well. But
nice.
Anyway, that's the next thing. I've got that Voodoo. The Voodoo, I've got some content dropping on it. And then ARFCOM, this coming week, I am just breaking. I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to do 5 videos for ARFCOM.
Wow. Wow. Nice. Very nice. This Sunday, I missed an upload because I had no power and I had no internet. And now it's Thursday night and I have no time to edit and upload anything tonight. So I'm just going to, at this point, count it as a week missed. It happens. So Monday morning, you'll see my next video. I think what I'm going to put up is why not to buy Korean Glock mags. Learn the hard way. It's not that hard because they're so cheap.
No, dude, KCI sucks. When I sold my work van, okay, I cleaned that work van out. I got everything out of it, and in the right rear corner was a KCI mag for a Glock 22. And I realized that I would just cut my losses, and I closed the doors. And so, dude bought a whole ass work van and a KCI mag.
Nice. Well, you know what was happening with the ones I had? I don't know what your failures were, but what I was getting, it was almost like the brass was only hush. That's my other dog. She's wanting to get mouthy and talk to everybody. They're running into my computer cart. Guys, stop it. It was almost like the round was sticking up too high, and it was keeping rounds from fully ejecting or fully extracting from the chamber. It was almost like it was, the empty was rubbing on the live round below it, and then enough that the extractor would pop off of it. So in some cases, the slide even locking back when you have a halfway extracted casing. It was just weird, and it was like constant. I got really fed up and was like, all right, we're done. This is not working. Don't spend your money on these. These are freaking garbage. And now there's no reason to watch my video because that's what it was. But,
no, that's it. Like those KCIs, I was just tired of wasting ammo on malfunctions. Just throwing them.
That's exactly where I got on that video. I was like, this is freaking pointless. Absolutely stupid. So we ended it. Anyway, that's what I got coming up. And
my battery is about to bust.
What's about to bust?
Literally, physically reasons have to call it. So y'all have an awesome one. Appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Guys. Have a good night.